one, heal better physically from surgery when they come out.
Right.
Two, they live longer than non-faith believing people.
Interesting.
Three, very interesting. Three, their marriages are happier. They're not just married, but they're happy. And their life shows seeds and signs and results of some level of success for them. Not, according to Forbes, but level of success for them. So I believe whether it's Hinduism, Buddhism, I don't know, whatever your belief is,
Right.
there is a thread, a pattern in all world religions that talks about peace.
Mm-hmm.
There is patterns there that talk about your inner peace, your personal peace. For me, it's Christ. For me, it's prayer. It's doing, living, as clean as I can. And we're not talking about being perfect.
Right.
We're not talking about perfection. But you know what? When you are in, you feel like you're on an island sometimes, by yourself. People feel very isolated. They've got depression, anxiety. We are a society, America, that is number one in prescription drugs. We're also a society in America who has the highest incarceration rate. So when you think about those two things, incarceration and prescription drugs, and I mean addiction to prescription drugs,
Sure.
might I say, there is a malnutrition going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
With prescription drugs, in other countries, there are problems with it. They don't have to have prescriptions. You can buy it right, go in a drugstore and buy it. I know I used to go across to Mexico, and I would buy things like Retin-A, which isn't that type of thing, but I know people that used to go there and buy Xanax.
Sure.
So but I'm just saying, when people, statistic-wise, it might show there's more here because of you get a prescription, you buy it, but you can go to London, you can go to any country and buy all that stuff without even a doctor prescribing it.
Right, and that's
so they
the other
have the same issues. It's just not as. It's like you go to the Middle East, they don't do drugs. That's what they claim.
Well, listen, there is no utopia. I agree with you there. And back in the day, I used to go across the border to get my pain medication.
Yeah,
right,
it's
for
cheaper
my teeth,
too.
And whatever you needed. What I'm talking about, though, is more that people feel like they don't have answers, and so they're going to places for spiritual medication, psychological medication. So it's real. So in the context of a larger picture, there is a malnutrition. We are not fed and nutritioned in the things that keep one peaceful. This is why these are cries or outcries for help when people are, getting involved.
Yeah.
And Lee, you said it before we got on the show that there's just a lot of evil in the world.
It is.
And, you cannot change what you're not willing to
evil
confront.
creates more evil.
Absolutely.
You cannot, and nothing changes if nothing changes.
That's true.
And, we hear our politicians pivoting once again to, talking about, you notice every 4 years, it's the same talking points.
Absolutely.
More jobs, better education, take care of our veterans. If you were interested in that, that would actually not be the talking point every 4 years.
That's right.
Because you would already check that off your list.
Exactly.
They don't
Get it
fix
done.
it.
No. They just keep kicking the can down the road.
Well, now L.A. with these charter schools, they are amazing now. If you get your and all children can go there, but a lot of parents, for some reason, don't want to put their kids there.
We've been conditioned by the
I
bigger
mean, my
forces of...
granddaughter goes, and like I said, remember I told you she got a letter from the president. She loves the school because these kids are there to be high achievers.
Right.
And you're going to get a bad apple in the bunch, but they know how to weed them out. And people don't take advantage of these schools.
Yeah.
We've
They
got
really
the wrong
don't.
agenda, Lee,
Yeah.
as a nation.
Yeah.
We definitely, let's just deal with us, our 300 million people here in America. I can't really, I'm not that interested in solving the global problems as much as I am.
You got to start at home.
You start at home, you know. Charity begins at home.
That's right.
But there is a deficit in our education system. But all of our motivations that drive laws, that drive programs, that drive people to even want to get into public office, where does it start? For most people, not all. I'm throwing a wide net out there, but for most people, it starts with fame and greed.
Yep.
We move into positions of power because we want recognition, we want the authority, we want the fame.
That's right.
We're really not, and we run on the platform of helping everybody else.
Yeah.
The little guy, we're really not thinking about that. And I just think that for me, I would say if anyone asked that question you just asked, where's the answer?
Yeah. See, I'm a very solution programmed person, and we can easily identify the problem, but we can continue to talk about the problem, identifying that we have a problem with education and homelessness. Okay, but what's the solution? Let's go to that. Let's stop talking about the problem,
Right.
and move to that solution. Now, speaking of solutions, here we are in a presidential season. We're about to elect a new president of the United States in November. And we've come down to two, Hillary or Trump. What's your take on it? What do you see? Where are
How
you
much
right
time
now?
do we have? No.
We got 2 hours.
Man, you know what? I thought that there would never be another election after 2008 that I'd be so in tuned and glued
Right.
to. But I have become very, very tuned and glued to my television set and the internet with this particular election.
Yeah.
I have been on both sides. I've been a Republican, I've been a Democrat, and I've been a independent, which really, at the end of the day, when you go in the box,
Right.
you've got to be one or the
Right,
other.
exactly.
So, throw that out. But this is fascinating.
Yeah.
From a worldview, I see it as the same old story.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides trying to tout their pluses,
Yeah.
and highlighting the negatives. From a spiritual view, I see it as in line with the program. I really do. I mean, I think that it frightens me. I'm not a Hillary fan. And I wasn't a Trump fan. I used to look at him from a distance and say, the thought that came to my mind was, successful businessman. I'm kind of glad that he got into the spotlight because he has altered my perception.
In what way?
I feel like I don't know if this is the right analogy, so I better not use it because it could be incorrect because I'm not that good with my Greek mythology and all that stuff. So let
Break
me
it
put
down.
Right. I now, there are people that you would normally not give a nod to an agreement, and he was one that I said successful, but then they show you a side of them, and then you take back that nod.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm taking it back. I'm just like, I'm floored at the tongue that's on the end of his brainstem. I mean, the minute he thinks it, it comes right back out.
Unbelievable.
And from a scripture standpoint, it says that an untamed tongue is very, very unruly. It's like a city without any walls. I mean, who
does that?
who does that? What kind of president is he going to
I
be?
know. It's scary. The thought that this guy could be the commanding officer of our military, lobbying for rule changes, going before Congress, and trying to get them on board to make changes. I don't want to hear that conversation. I'm really.
I can't imagine
Yeah.
Trump at the table at the UN, the United Nations
Oh, my
meetings,
God.
and what he might say. He would probably offend 99% of the leaders in the room.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing it, for the past 13 months or so. So I don't expect that he will change. I said, you know what? He's beating on this drum, and as soon as the primary is over, he's going to calm down, mellow out, and
Right.
stick to the script that's written for him. And he hasn't done it yet.
No, because, I do respect that part. He's just showing you who he is.
Yeah. Well, he
and
can't
like what did
change.
Maya Angelou say? When people show you who they are, believe them the first time.
Exactly.
But he's just with a population of people that they do not want to believe their lying eyes. Right?
Unbelievable. I don't understand that. And, excuse me, I understand the argument that some people don't trust or believe in Hillary because, it appears that she's made some mistakes. And who hasn't? And if we could do a take two on some things in our lives, we probably would change. We're all in that position, all of us. So
Yeah.
I believe that she is a smart person. I think she does care about America and its people. And I think she's a credible politician. Now, when I say that, what does that mean? She knows how to play the game.
Right.
Okay? I think that she will be like her husband, former President Clinton, have the ability to go across the aisle and make things happen for the people in this country. That's my hope. I don't see Trump having that ability because his own party is not feeling him. First of all, they're not feeling him. They're not
Not at
supporting him,
all.
and I think we're going to see more Republicans abandon ship. And
Someone described it this morning like a rock. How did they call it? A rock slide. So first the little rocks fall down, and then then all of a sudden there's an avalanche. You know,
yeah,
a few of them
yeah.
have jumped ship.
That's true. Yeah. It's like a snowball rolling down a snow-covered hill. It's growing. And you can't get in front of that snowball after a while. You can't stop it. You're going to get run over.
Maybe, though, he never wanted to be president. Maybe he just
that's
wanted
scary.
to sabotage the
saying that-
Republicans.
I've been
Because
saying
he
that
was
from
a
day one.
Democrat.
You know
his
what,
whole
Carol?
life.
You're onto something there. It's either that theory or a splinter of that theory that he always wanted it, but now that he's there, he realizes, oh my God.
Now what?
Because he's already, if you think about it, he's already trying to write the narrative in case he fails. The system is rigged.
Yeah.
He's already trying to get
Sure.
himself prepared,
Absolutely.
right?
I think he has gone beyond his wildest dreams. I don't think he thought he was going to beat all 16 of those guys. And the way he went after
Who
him,
did? I certainly didn't.
the way he went after him, it was like very unorthodox, not usual. And I said, wow, this guy has no scruples, no nothing.
And he's caused so many problems in this country.
Yeah, I think
Especially, he woke up the sleepers. You know,
yeah, he's poured
I
gasoline
call
on
it
the hate.
the poor people.
Yes, exactly.
That,
Yeah.
because that's what he's grabbing is uneducated people. And now they think it's okay to go burn somebody's home, like the young black fireman. All of a sudden, they don't want him to be a fireman because he's black. So they send him a letter, and him and his wife were out, and the kids, thank God, and they burned his house down.
What state was this in?
Oh gosh, I think probably down south. I'll look
You
it
said
up.
probably
Probably,
Probably.
probably down south.
Throw
But
him down
Sounds
south
like it.
under the bus.
but what's so nice to show that nice people exist? They started a GoFundMe, a crowdfunding for him. Somebody donated him a house.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Gave
And you
him
know,
a
I'm so
house.
glad you brought that level of this conversation up because there is so much good, and we tend to, when we're in cycles of this terrorism and so many horrible things we find out through the news, because the news is really not about just news. It's really about scare tactics and
Yeah,
and a lot of
it does.
negativity. But look at all the wonderful things that do happen. You know, I was thinking about even some of the videos like Maroon 5, one of my favorites. They have this YouTube video where they crash weddings. And they just go in, and the bride and groom are in their receptions, and they don't know. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes up. You've got to YouTube this. It's
Wow.
awesome.
That's cool.
And they put a curtain down, and the grooms and the brides and their families are like, "What's going on?" But everybody in the hotel is in
Knows.
on this.
Ah,
And they
cool.
drop it, and then here they are singing one of their favorite songs, and it just brings so much joy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and you look for things around the world. If you look for them, you'll find them. So
Yeah.
many good things that are going on.
and, it's interesting that you brought that up because I was lying in bed this morning about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I was just going through YouTube, and I ran across a number of those positive, upbeat videos, and there was one, this young lady, she was a girl, 13 years old. She spoke before, it looked like a gathering. It may have been not the House of Congress, NATO or something like that. And it was so leaders from all over the world. And she was talking about what we're doing wrong to destroy the world, the environment and everything from a 13-year-old. I actually teared up.
Wow.
I said,
Out
wow,
of the
there's
mouths
hope.
of babes.
Yeah. I teared up because I said, there's hope, because there are people who will follow us that get it
Right.
and see the importance of the little things, trees,
Right.
fresh
Nature.
air,
Right.
clean water,
Sunrise
being
and
nice.
sunset.
Yeah, so
Right.
I think that there's hope.
A friend of mine taught me this quote a long time ago. She says, wherever there's breath, there's hope. Never give up on those that you think are lost or those things that you think are lost. And again, going back to the media, we cannot rely on being informed by the media. You need to be informed.
You got to
by-
check and recheck.
Right. Check and recheck and then verify.
That's
well,
right.
actually, to me, the media controls the United States, because in other countries they control the media. The media can do anything they want and create problems. Like when I say the Black Lives Matter, they don't tell you what it really is. It's not about
Right.
racist blacks. It's about saying all people of color want the same equal rights other people have, but people have carried it to another level. And
Well, the right-wing media has
yeah,
carried
and
it
then
to another level.
they bring out mean people that want to shoot cops. Oh, this is
Right.
a good cover for me, a mask to go kill some cops
That's
because
the
I don't
hidden
like
agenda.
them.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
the hidden agenda.
Yeah. But
The
it
house
isn't
is
them.
burning over here, but let me show you
Yeah.
what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Again, on the internet, there's a whole line, a block-long line of white Americans holding banners that say Black Lives Matter.
There is.
The white-wing media just thinks it's African Americans that are involved in this
No,
movement.
and I say this
Not at
every
all.
day to people. It's about all lives should matter, because I've seen it with my son. Like I tell Lee, where they stop him and they say to my son, do you know what you're driving? My son looks at him, well, yeah. Did you steal it? Now, my son is a kid that went to a prep school, but they're looking at his color. And he's a funny kid, because remember I told you, when he went to go after schools, when he was all of 10, 11 years old, it shows you how smart children are. He was able to write an essay, and his essay was about prejudice, but it wasn't about just color. It was about how people treat older people, how people treat somebody that's mentally challenged. They want to call him names. And you know what his answer was there? His friend had a sister that was Down syndrome, and kids would make fun of her. He said, I don't know why they make fun of her. The only thing is it takes her longer to learn something. He didn't see anything but that. But it just shows you, along with media, they instill this in people. The media here just literally controls. Whatever they want to paint it one way, that's the way people look at it.
Yeah.
And people aren't born anything but a bouncing baby girl or a bouncing baby boy. They're not born racist. They're not born rapists. They're not born batterers.
That's
Those
right.
things are learned and taught.
Those are acquired throughout your life, your surroundings. You become a product of your environment. So if you live in a household, there's a bunch of crazy going on all the time, chances are,
That looks normal to
yeah,
you.
yeah, and you don't know any different. So it's unfortunate. That's why I say we all, as individuals, have to become leaders. Okay, I don't need you to be my leader. I need to be a leader first. Okay, I need to get me together, my person. Then I can help my son or daughter or wife or cousin or uncle or whatever in your immediate family. Then it grows from there. So, and each one of those people have to be leaders in their own right. And then we have something that we can say, okay, we're going in the right direction. But if everybody is a follower and you follow the wrong leader, okay.
But Lee, I love it because you're moving now into one of my favorite passionate areas, which is personal development, right? Being your
Yeah.
own self's authentic person.
That's right.
And we never just arrived there. That I think that for me, I think that that's an evolving thing till we're out of here.
Absolutely.
But you said if you're following the wrong person and they're going in the wrong direction. What I find is the missing link between me being who I am, which is still a little broken in areas, and me looking in front and admiring where I'd like to be. The gap between there
Yeah,
is access to information.
totally.
And
Totally.
we are, on average, seems like once you become an adult, you're like done with learning.
No.
I mean, the average person. No. I'm just saying, we don't want to work. Okay, we got our
Yeah.
degrees and now we're working. We have the family, we
Yeah.
have the house, the car. And you stop developing yourself personally.
Yeah, some people believe that. I'm here now,
You know,
I've got my degree,
I'm
I've got
30
an
years
MBA.
old and,
yeah,
what can you
I'm
tell
here.
me?
But you're still maybe broken in a lot of areas,
For sure.
you know?
Yeah, because I've
Personal
learned a lot
development.
from Lee.
You what?
No, I really no.
He's got $5 for you after the show.
No, he's got to buy me lunch. No, actually, I can say that when they asked me to do radio, because I just say whatever's on my mind. That's my real personality. And
Amen, sister.
they tell me, we want you to do this, but just be you. And there's times when I got mad at Lee at first and I snapped and ran out the door, and he won't open the door for me at first. But I've learned a lot from him.
We should always be around people that are teaching
Yeah.
or we're teaching. You should either be teachable or teaching.
Well, like
That's
I
right.
listen to your voice.
You got to be
and go,
open-minded.
Wow, she's got a great voice. And I listen to him, and then I come on and I'm like, oh, I'm so nasal.
But that's okay.
But then a gentleman that was in here that does the show, he heard me talk and he said,
He identified you.
I know who you are.
Aha.
Right. Yeah.
And
Jesse.
I've always hated my voice.
But it's very identifiable.
But being around Lee, I have to really hand it to him.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
has a
hard,
good spirit.
I just had to say this today because he's a hardworking person.
It's a good spirit.
Well, yeah, I do what I love. I love what I do. And I try to help other people the best that I can, with the
But
little
see,
that I have.
that's what everybody needs. Though, like you were saying, it's never too late to learn.
True.
It's
That is
never
so
too
true.
late.
Listen, the door to learning should never close until you take your last breath.
That's right.
We should always be learning.
I want to do it till I die. And then, hopefully when I'm gone, no longer around, I hope that I left a good impression somewhere and that I planted some seeds that can continue to grow. And, I get thank yous from people all the time that give me credit for inspiring them in the business and what have you. After 51 years of doing this, I've touched a lot of people from coast to coast, and it's nice to hear. And I always say thank you for your kind words, but I reached out to you because I saw the raw talent in you, and you asked for my help. And someone did that for me in my humble beginnings.
Right.
So only thing I can do is keep passing it on.
Passing it
Life to
forward.
me is a relay race. And you keep passing that baton on to another strong runner that will finish that race and pass it on to someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reminded of that old adage, living your dash,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Between the time between our birth date and our death date,
That's
living
right.
your dash.
I like that. I'm going to use that one. Our special guest this morning is Tamara Daniels. She is the host here on The Power of Voices. Her show is called Families, From Crisis to Healing. And we need a lot of healing in this world. We're going to take a quick break on The Lee Michaels Show, come back on the other side, and we'll chop it up some more. We'll dig a little deeper in this crazy world of politics. So stand by. We'll be right back.
I'm Nancy Renee.
And I'm Adrienne Shapiro.
We're the founders of Access Advocacy, a nonprofit for the benefit of people with sickle cell disease.
We provide education and support for families, caregivers, and the medical community.
Join us every Tuesday at noon Pacific Time on thepowerofvoices.com.
We'll talk about current issues, what's on the horizon for treatment, and how to help families living with chronic diseases. And we look forward to you joining us on Tuesdays at noon Pacific on thepowerofvoices.com.
Attention Las Vegas residents. Olympic Cleaning Services is the company for all your green cleaning needs. Call us now, 866-984-7444. Olympic Cleaning Services specializes in residential, commercial, construction, move-in, move-out, carpet cleaning, auto detailing, and we also provide emergency services when you need it. Call us now, 866-984-7444. For all first-time customers, you'll receive 15% off. Call us now, 866-984-7444, or go to OlympicCleaningservices.com. Go green today.
Hey, this is Greg Bell from the Rams Sports and Life on thepowerofvoices.com. Join me every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday as I'll be talking Rams, sports, and life. And you never know who's going to join me on the show. So make sure you check out Rams, sports, and life on thepowerofvoices.com.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Something for everyone is found right here on thepowerofvoices.com.
It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Carol needs help. She has found a new toy on her phone that allows you to kind of change or alter your look. She's put a beard on herself. That's scary. Very scary. Very, very scary.
That's my daughter.
No.
We put a beard.
Oh my goodness! Sunglasses and a beard. Let me have that. Let me show the people so they don't think I'm just making this up.
I do look like a man there. You lost it, dude.
I lost it. Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
That's the
Somebody's
Samsung,
calling
so I
you.
should be able to find that.
I'm not taking the call. They have to call here.
Okay, there's Tamara. That's our guest host this morning.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to show you this. This is you, Carol?
Yes, that's with my beard.
Oh my God, that's scary.
The glasses aren't real either.
Wow. And you did all of that on your phone?
Yeah, don't I look like a man though?
Yes, you do.
A handsome one though.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Look how trim my beard is.
It's nicely manicured.
It's not bushed.
Oh, that's scary. Okay, it's amazing what you can do with technology, you know. But that one threw me off. That was good. But anyway, I'm gonna switch back over to Tamara.
Can't stop laughing.
No. Carol's good for throwing me a monkey wrench like that and get me off base. But see, she won't go on camera. She's camera shy, but she does stuff like that. Okay?
She's the wizard behind the curtain.
Exactly. Yep, the Wizard of Oz.
No, but doesn't it look like a man?
It does. I mean, if I didn't know you, and if I didn't know you did that, I probably wouldn't think it otherwise. That
You know what you
it's
two
a
remind
man.
me of? I'm just thinking a cleaned up version of Howard Stern and his assistant.
Oh, wow.
What's her name?
Interesting.
Pam or
We're not always
Robin.
clean, though.
Robin. Yeah.
He gets a little sometimes.
I get a little roguish at times.
His
Oh,
friends and him.
My blood pressure goes up when Donald Trump does stupid stuff, and I just have to clown him.
Well, he was doing a speech, didn't he? And he forgot where he was.
Oh, that's
Didn't
easy.
that just happen?
Oh, really? That's
I
easy
didn't
to
see
do.
that. I
though,
read
when
that
you travel
somewhere.
a lot. That is easy to do.
I-
What was more interesting
I
was
forget
how
minute after minute.
how he went into detail about the tape that he saw where the money was supposed to be leaving the plane, and there was actually no such tape,
Wow.
nor was it no such plane that he was referencing. So he now since
Poor
walked
Trump.
that back.
I'm still waiting for them to acknowledge that his wife plagiarized
Oh, Michelle
the first lady.
Obama's.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to come to her defense, and I'll tell you why.
Uh-oh. Here we
Yeah,
go.
I'll tell you why.
All right.
I believe, one, that English is not her first language, right? So she doesn't have the command of this. She did write 93%, I think they said, of her speech, and I do believe that. But I do believe that someone came in later and said, hey, it happens to me a lot when I'm doing presentations. Hey, why don't you say this or add this in? That'll, spiff it up a little bit. And I believe that somebody came in at the last minute and said, here,
Threw
put
that
that
in there.
And because she didn't remember Michelle Obama's speech verbatim, I know I didn't until they played it again.
Yeah.
It was, like 4 sentences or a paragraph.
Right.
I'm sure she probably said, yeah, okay. I don't think that she herself purposely lifted that speech. I think someone else came
Yeah,
in
I
just to
don't
make
think
that
she
look
did
bad.
either.
I don't,
Then
and
you
I
know
felt
what I say?
horrible for her.
You know what I say to that, though? Then whoever that person was either sabotaged or they are inexperienced in being a speech writer because they're just no-nos that you just don't do.
Right.
And
I think it was by design, Lee.
you think so?
Uh-huh.
In a good way?
No. I think
To hurt her.
in a to circumvent the RNC.
Ah.
I do think.
Well, they think a lot of things that happens with her. Trump sets that up to steer it away on him and put it to her. I feel bad for her. I'm sorry.
I mean,
like
she
pulling up all her nude pictures. You know he paid that photographer because that guy did that years ago.
Oh, yeah,
You
that's
think
old
who
stuff.
paid the photographer
Trump
to
to
pull
get
up
the
these
pictures. Yes,
You think
because-
he threw his wife under the bus for
yeah,
negative
I think he's
publicity?
Yes.
Why?
But like I said to Lee, how many of us women, even men maybe, I haven't had a man do it yet, but I know when I was younger, I gave my boyfriend, and we didn't have phones then.
Right.
I gave him Polaroids with my top off. He put in his wallet.
Yeah? Is he still alive?
No.
Listen,
But I'm just saying, if you go back in time, things they're going after her for and trying to crucify her.
Uh-huh.
It bothers me on some stuff because I
but
feel
I'm gonna-
bad for her.
I have to take a stand against that thought, and here's why.
Yeah.
If this was 2008 and they found nude pictures or racy pictures of Michelle Obama,
Ooh.
it would be end of story.
Oh, they
Absolutely.
were mad about her arms.
It would be,
Yeah, right.
it is a double standard. I know people don't like to hear that, and it's been over talked about, but there's no way that would have.
Right.
And she's probably a wonderful person.
I think
I don't
she
know
is.
her,
It's
so,
too bad she's married
know.
to an ignorant asshole.
Well, she made that choice, though.
Excuse
so,
me?
they found something in him that was attractive.
Yeah,
whatever that was.
The
and-
money.
Well, you know what? I've always said this, and I still stand with this. Though I have many, many areas where I disagree with Donald Trump, especially now that I hear and see all that he's about, I've always respected the fact of how he raised his children. He raised them no alcohol, no drugs, not even any cigarettes. He put them in business. They seem to be wonderful children. He seems to be well loved by his children, and I believe that he loves his children. He's been interactive, not like that, alienated father.
Right.
You know, 2 of them from years ago with Ivanka. You know, he stayed in their lives.
Right.
And he's brought them along the way right beside him. So here's the thing, guys, and we tend to want to, not we here, of course not, we would never do that, but people, especially the media, they want you to be just one person
Yeah.
when we're made up of different roles.
That's true.
I mean, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, you know, and I play out different paths to each of those roles.
Sure.
Well, he's a great dad, but he's a lousy business person, apparently, with 6 bankruptcies.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently he's, you know, had so many that even the banks here will not lend him any more money. He has to go abroad and get it, so I heard.
Interesting.
You know?
Well, you know, and that speaks volume about his character. You know,
But sometimes-
when you do business, you enter into an agreement, contract, or whatever, and then you decide, well, I don't want to pay Tamara $10,000 for the job that she has finished.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to pay her $2,500. That's wrong.
Are you talking about the little children's singing group that came to his?
No. Well,
Oh,
it's a
that's another
number
one.
of situations. They're contractors. There's a piano guy in New Jersey that sold him $100,000 worth of pianos, and he only paid him $70,000. And the guy had to wait months and months for it. He had to fight with him to get anything.
Yeah, but maybe there was an agreement, wasn't an agreement to pay those kids, because when my son used to perform, he did stuff like that
No,
for
there wasn't.
free just
There wasn't.
to
You're correct.
be able to do that. So maybe there wasn't no agreement with
Listen,
those
here's
kids.
the other part. You're absolutely correct. The man did ask for $2,500, and the campaign said, "Well, no, but will you accept a table at the
you.
RNC so that you can sell your, you know, your goods?" And they
Okay.
said yes. When they got there, no table.
No table.
Well,
Well,
So
see-
it's still a
Yeah, it's still a problem. You
Right.
didn't live up to your end of the agreement. You made a commitment, you made an offer, and you didn't live up to it. That's not cool. So that speaks volume for his character and the people around him. And it to me, that's not the guy that I want to see in the White House.
no.
You know, because if you're doing business that way, and see, the other problem is many of the Republicans feel like we should privatize everything. And that's all because we're all capitalists. We're all trying to make some money. I get that. But I think some things just should not be controlled by the public sector because it can go awry. And though some of the government agencies and programs that we have may not be perfect, they can be fixed. Okay, like the Veterans Administration. We spend millions and millions, billions of dollars, and there are a lot of veterans that are not being taken care of. Well, you know what? What's the problem? The problem is we keep putting people in there that are not doing a good job of managing it.
Right.
So let's fire them and put people in there that are going to do the job right. And let's take care of our veterans. It's not like we don't have the money. So why take the billions of dollars in the Veteran Administration and give it to a guy like Donald Trump that's going to pimp that money,
For his
put
own
more of it in
profit.
his pocket, and the veterans are going to get probably no
Worse.
better.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
You know, it reminds me of
I don't
this,
want to take that chance.
this book that I read years ago. The title of it is Hiring Right. The government needs to learn how to hire people right.
Amen.
I mean,
sister.
even with the website launch with,
Yeah.
you know, what's the insurance, Obamacare?
The
It's
Obamacare.
really not called Obamacare,
Yeah.
but it's
the Affordable Health Care Act.
Affordable Health Care Act. You know, that was, who did they hire then? So you just got to, listen, my favorite quote comes from a friend of mine, Roy, who is schizophrenic. He's a brilliant mind. If you've ever seen the movie A Beautiful Mind,
Oh, yeah.
Russell Crowe, that's Roy.
Yeah. Okay.
And he and I go way back. We were co-workers. I mean, the guy just has an IQ that's off the chart. If he didn't have that schizophrenic gene, he would have been a scientist. We talk every Saturday morning. And one thing he repeatedly reminds me, Tamara, there is no simple answer. And it's true.
Makes sense.
You know,
Sure.
and then we always end our phone calls with, may the world be a happy place in the next 5 minutes. But, you know, it's it's complex and it's complicated. And that's why I have to, as a minister, go right back to the Word of God. Whenever I'm trying to find something, I find it there. You know, especially the book of Proverbs. I mean, written by King Solomon, the wisest human on earth, none before him, none since. It's right there in Proverbs. There's 31 of them.
Right.
You can read one a day, but it's business affairs, dealing with businesses in there. Let me tell you some things, because just real quick,
Go ahead.
because people see the Bible as so abstract and it doesn't apply to me. It even says in Proverbs not to co-sign for a person because of the ills between your friendship that would bring. Something as simple as that. Now, that's an everyday thing for most people.
Yeah.
Co-signing.
Yeah.
You know, it also says not
Family
to wear
members,
out your
friends,
right, not
loved
to
ones.
wear out your welcome. When you come to a home, stay just enough for your company to be enjoyed,
Right.
but don't overstay.
Yeah.
How many times does that happen, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really, basic, simple strategies for
Yeah.
everyday living right there in that one book. So that's all I'm going to, say
Well.
right there. I just pivoted for a minute.
Preach.
Amen.
It's okay.
I can't help it.
We,
So now, do you?
we need those words of wisdom.
Are you a minister at a church?
No, I'm not. I'm just a minister by academics, just by
okay.
schooling, Bible college. But I do Christian coaching, with people. And I have a nonprofit 501c3, Just a Word Ministries, which sponsors families from crisis to healing. I
Okay.
always give a shout out to
Absolutely.
y'all. So my passion is to just be in this world using the space that I'm renting to sow some good seeds and some knowledge and some resources and some information. I love seniors, vets, and children. Those are my...
Yeah. Those are three key areas that are important to me
You
as
don't
well.
do you like teenagers?
Well, when I say children, I
Oh,
encompass
okay.
that. I actually go to Central Juvenile Hall every Sunday morning
do?
and teach a Christian Sunday school, if you will. I've
That's
been doing that
great.
since 2009. At-risk kids.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And I've learned more from them than I think I've taught them. I tell them
Interesting.
every week, and I go for free, right? There's no pain, and I let them know that because they
Yeah.
tend to write you off. Well, you're getting
Sure.
paid to say that.
Right.
No, I'm waking up, showering, driving 10 miles because you matter.
There you go.
You matter to God.
See, that takes you back to those kids again that were singing. Were they singing or dancing for Trump? It's free publicity. I mean, a lot of people do things because we didn't know who they were before. Now we all paid attention to these kids.
Well,
So
that's true.
They
The
got paid in a
exposure.
roundabout way. I
Yeah,
can't
but-
really put them down for that one.
No,
I don't put the
but-
children down. I put
No.
Trump down.
No, I
Yeah.
can't because in a way
or the campaign.
we didn't know who they were.
Well,
Yeah, but
they
it's the way you
benefited from
enter.
it. Yeah,
You-
exactly.
You can't.
They benefited,
Don't enter
definitely.
into an
Of
agreement
course,
crooked.
of course, and I've been in situations like that.
Can't
being in
believe
the
he didn't have
media
their
business.
table.
Yeah, that was wrong. They didn't live up to their end of the agreement, and it's the same thing with you, Carol, or me, or anybody else in business. If I shake your hand or give you my word, that's what's going to go down. And I will go beyond what I promise to ensure that you don't have any ill feelings about the work that I've performed. So if I go out and do a network job, because I'm in the IT business as well, and I go out and install 10 computers for you and I network them all together and blah, 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 and then you're not quite happy with it, well, I want to know why. And then what can I do to remedy and to make you feel whole about the fact that I've completed this job? And you say, well, this one isn't working quite right. Okay, we'll fix that. Okay? We'll work as hard as we can to make the job right within the language of that agreement. Now, if I'm supplying you with 10 computers and a server and a network switch and all the cabling and all of that, and we're supposed to hook it up, test it, make sure everything's working, and that part is done, you say, well, I really need 11 computers. Well, that wasn't in the scope of the agreement, so that's going to be another $1,500 or whatever the price is. So you can't come back and change something like
deal.
that and expect that I'm supposed to throw that in. Because I have a margin.
It's called nibbling.
Yeah, exactly. and when I see people do business that way, first of all, I don't want to do business with them, and no one should. So in the case of Donald Trump and the guy at the pianos, he sold him $100,000 worth of pianos. He didn't get paid in a 30-day time period. He had to beg for his money. Then they told him, well, we don't have the money. Okay, now, that to me, when you say we don't have the money to pay you, then why did you buy the pianos? Right. You knew then that you didn't have the money. I don't believe that. But that was the excuse that they gave. So if you didn't have the money, you shouldn't have entered into the agreement to buy these pianos. Okay? So that doesn't work for me.
Give me back $30,000 worth of pianos.
Or give them all back. If you don't have the money to pay, give me my pianos back and we move on. Then there's another contractor that designed, I think he was an architect, did everything, laid out this whole building and everything, and Trump didn't want to pay him what he agreed to, and ended up paying him, I think, like 25% of what the job was supposed to be. So what happens in a situation like that? That contractor lost money because he had to pay his workers to do stuff. He had to do the blueprints and whatever else was involved in that project. So if you get knocked down 75% because you can't afford to sit any longer, that's just taking advantage of people.
But see, they get away with that.
It should. It should be illegal.
There's such a thing as bankruptcy fraud.
Right. But see, you're right. But most people won't sue him.
Right.
But he has been sued or in lawsuits 1,300 times.
What? You're kidding.
That's right.
1300.
That's right.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
So what does that tell you?
I wonder what the outcome of the Trump University is going to be.
Well, he's gone to trial. He's got to pay, what, $150 million? Was it something like that?
Oh, it already been decided.
I think so.
Yeah, he's got to go to trial.
Yeah, the judge.
Well, wait a minute. How's he going to trial and already getting the fine?
And running for president.
No. I'm just saying.
I think they ruled in the trial.
Yeah, the trial
he
is
already had the trial.
Just in the last couple of days.
This just happened. It's a Latin judge.
Oh,
that
I know.
He was trying to throw off the case.
Disparage that judge.
But really, bankruptcy fraud, when they say he's did that, I'll put money some of that as fraud because I had a client. Her husband was going to prison for that. What he would do is they do a business. They get people to get put your money there and support it. Mm-hmm. And then that bankruptcy fraud. Because when remember I told you I had a fire.
Right.
So when they took my stuff, the insurance, they sent it to one guy. He sent it to this other person. 6 months down the road, my kids need some of their clothes. We're still out of our place. And when I call them, they go, "Oh, did you talk to your insurance person about what?" I find out they had a fire. You know what the man told me? I'll just file bankrupt. You can do what you want. Try to sue me. I'll just file bankrupt.
So he has possession of your goods.
My stuff burned. He gave my stuff to someone else that didn't have insurance, and they had a fire, and my stuff burned. So the first guy, I told him, "I'm getting a lawyer. I'm going to sue you." He goes, "Go ahead. I'll just file bankrupt." Yeah. And I found that they do that, and then they just get another name and move on and
open up business the next day.
And you're out.
But again, listen, it goes right back to the core. Yeah. I mean, who are you really? And I always say when people show you, right, who they are, don't test drive bad behavior. This is not the kind of character that I want represented in the White House. I can't imagine what kinds of conversations. And already right now, people are concerned on both sides of the party about him having that early intelligence access like the nominees get.
Right.
I mean, he's already cozying up to, Russia and Putin.
Exactly.
Who thinks that
that's not cool.
North Korea's president is great, and I'm surprised he doesn't just throw Hugo Chavez in there. He likes him too. I mean,
but those are all the signs to me that this guy really doesn't want to be the president.
I hope he doesn't. I mean, I hope he implodes.
I do too. But I'm hoping he stays in because they may have the opportunity to pick a candidate. Maybe they'll put Pence in as the president.
I think they're going to write in Paul Ryan.
Really?
Yeah, because they're all behind him right now.
Yeah, I think that they will. Now, if Trump stays in, Hillary's got it. She's at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Right.
But if they write in somebody and pull some kind of, last minute legal loophole, and they write in a Paul Ryan, it's over with. Hillary's dead.
Yeah.
It is over with.
That would definitely pander to the mainstream Republicans if they put a Paul Ryan and Pence as a VP or Pence as the president and somebody else as a VP. That would make the race, I think, a little more
difficult.
Yeah.
But you know what is fascinating is part of human behavior. As much as these staunch, intelligent thinking Republicans are, they will still, some of them, back Donald Trump. They will quietly say, I don't like what he's doing,
Right.
but I'm going to back him because it's just a blanket statement, up and down sheet, right?
Right.
And I just don't think, I mean, that's why I've been a Republican and been a Democrat. I like the person. I don't care if they're an elephant or a donkey,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm not going to vote for you just because.
I think the closest Republican that I've ever almost voted for was Reagan. But none in my lifetime since I first voted when
You
I was
didn't
18.
Like, George Bush 1? Poppy Bush?
No, he was a little. His background to me was a little squirrely. You know, the CIA and all that.
Well, they
Well,
all
some
got
people
squirrely
Yeah,
background.
exactly. But you know, you got to vote your conscience, and the Republican Party as a whole, to me, has never invited me to the table. They've never said,
And they still
"Hey,
can't
Lee,
seem to know how to do
come
that."
in and talk to us. Tell us what you're interested in," and never.
When you look at the RNC convention,
Yeah.
what does it look like to you? It just looks like a loaf of white Wonder Bread.
Exactly.
You look at the DNC convention. If you
The
didn't know
Rainbow
anything
Coalition.
about politics,
Right.
and you just said, "Look at these two pictures,"
Exactly.
What's your interpretation?
Exactly. And look at, there was a picture from the Capitol where the Republican interns, a picture of them all on the steps of the Capitol, all white. And then they did the same thing for the Democratic
kidding.
side, and it was a rainbow coalition.
I'm
Black,
not
white,
surprised.
yellow, blue, green, everybody. So, and that's what America looks like now, Tamara. It doesn't look the way it used to be.
Right.
Now, let's really throw some gas on the fire now. Here's the real underlying problem. The average, in most cases, Republican white guy is losing his mind because he sees the control and the power slipping away because of the complexion of America is changing. In less than 20 years, the white person in America is going to be a minority. They don't have to worry about our southern border being the leaders or the majority. It's going to be the Asian Rim.
That's true.
That's being predicted right now.
That's true.
So, not to say that the Asian Rim is an evil. I'm not saying that at all.
No.
But America is constantly changing.
Yeah.
It has always been based on immigrants. And the new immigrant, the big push is coming from that Asian Rim. That's China, Japan, the
Korea.
Philippines, Korea, India.
And they're bringing their money with them.
Absolutely. And when you bring volume of people, knowledge, and money, comes power.
But do
Get
you
used to
think
it.
that here's my thought. What do you think? Yes, the white American fabric will probably become a minority, but in the hallways of power, I don't think that that's going to change. I think that
Probably
they'll
not in
still
the next
be.
20 years, but it's going to diminish. It has to. When power changes, power changes. You know?
Well, they're going to be holding on like,
Oh, it's going to be a fight.
they're going to grit
It's going
their
to be
teeth.
ugly.
Right. Just to pivot a little bit on that or piggyback on that, everyone is an immigrant except for the Native American.
That's right. Right,
And
Carol?
when I think
Right.
about what this country likes to stand on in terms of, we're a Christian nation and our founding fathers, you cannot invade something that is already populated.
Exactly. They just stole it.
And, blacks talk about how they're being mistreated, and that's true. But who's been mostly mistreated but the Native American?
Yeah,
true.
I say this all the time because they don't teach us about us in schools.
No.
They don't
No.
give no native except we killed custard. That's it. They don't talk about the
And I
Trail of
talked-
Tears but I mean, there's not a lot of us left.
I was talking to some Native Americans. I was at a conference in San Diego in May for supervised visitation. And there's a Native American agency. and they talked about how their parents, and they're probably maybe they were in their 40s, how their parents were withheld benefits if they taught their children their own culture, that they had to teach American culture in their schools. And that's what America will do, is to strip you, rob you of your own authentic culture and, substitute it for the American culture, which is inauthentic to begin with.
Well, what gets me the most when I hear them say, everybody should speak English. That's the true. No, that isn't the true language. And if you want to get technical, Columbus was here, and I do not think he spoke English. But Native Americans, when you go to our reservations, they have their own language.
Mm-hmm.
That's the true
true.
language.
Several languages.
So when I hear people, like I'll be out somewhere, I've heard people say, well, I'm not going to buy nothing from them because if they can't speak English to me, I go, well, are you speaking Spanish?
Right.
Because you have no more rights
And
than
if you
they
travel
do.
the world, even on vacation, would you want someone not to sell you goods because you don't speak their home language?
Exactly.
So,
Well, I tell any young person now, you better learn to speak Spanish because when you go into the bank, what language do you hear them? They can speak both languages, these young people.
That's true.
You go anywhere, they can, because
right.
Latin is becoming our majority, too. And
I'll tell you,
you should know it.
That's why I picked up a little Spanish, especially when you're trying to date somebody. You say, "Cómo se llama, mamacita?"
They probably say the wrong word, too.
I probably do.
Let me ask you guys, if you could learn another language besides Spanish, which language would you choose?
Chinese.
Okay, Carol says Chinese. What
Chinese
about you?
or Japanese?
Probably
Italian.
For me, I
Italian.
think I would choose French. I just
Really?
love the way it sounds.
It does have a sexy sound to it.
Man.
It's romantic.
And it's nothing like seeing a black Frenchman
Yeah.
or a French woman speak the language.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
Michelle Obama, there's a YouTube of her. She was somewhere at an
Speaking French.
outdoor.
Interesting.
But I just have always liked the sound of that language, too. All
Yeah.
I know is parlez-vous français?
Say, right.
Do you speak
Or
French?
we.
Right.
Or we.
Yeah, or merci beaucoup, right?
Yeah. And French fries.
Which did not originate in
No,
France,
not at
right?
all,
So
not
they
at all.
say, and a French kiss.
Yeah, but I gotta. Yeah, exactly. I gotta have some food. So I'm gonna get that tortillas and stuff like that down so I can eat.
But
Gotta
just to
eat.
bring it back full circle, love.
Yes.
Love hides a multitude of faults, the scripture says. If we could just love, what's the second and greatest commandment? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But see, I can't love you, Lee, if I don't first love me.
That's true.
I can't love Carol.
That's right.
So if I disrespect Carol, somewhere in my consciousness, there is something about me I don't like.
Exactly.
And it goes back to that personal development.
That's right. You got
Working
it.
on yourself first, as you said.
That's right.
Be your own self-leader.
You got to.
We've got to self-love.
That's true.
And then we will love.
Now, Tamara, when you're coaching, you coach couples in relationship issues?
Mainly, believe it or not, oddly enough, mainly married women. Don't
Really?
ask me why. And for as many years as I was single, married women kept coming.
Wow,
But,
interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Is there a blatant problem that they all kind of have? What is the major one or two problems that you've had to consult?
I'll tell you.
They're lonely, huh?
No, you're so cute.
No, I hear that from all my married
Robin,
friends.
no.
They're
They're
lonely.
lonely?
No,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. In the neighborhood, you're in the neighborhood with that. They come in claiming that it's the relationship, and you can say whatever ills in the relationship. Lack of communication. Infidelity, money, whatever. They
Right.
come in saying it's the relationship, but when you get down to the core of it, it's self-esteem in them, because when I have an unhealthy self-esteem, then I have a broken picker, and I actually can pick relationships that are not right for me.
Now, do you find that self-esteem was broken down, or in some cases they never had it? Or can you really tell that?
Well, there's a study out there put on by the Center for Disease Control, CDC,
Yeah.
and also Kaiser. It's called the ACE study, Adverse Child, ACE, wait, I'm having a brain fart. Adverse Child Exposure. That's not it. I just had a brain fart. I'm teaching this tomorrow. My brain
You
is
better
just
get it
like
together.
fog. I know, right? But it is the
Yeah.
ACE study. You can
Okay.
go on the internet and look at it. And so what it does is it parallels trauma in your first 18 years, and there's many types of trauma, with personality disorders, chronic health conditions, and the like. So I believe, Lee, your question was, are they just broken down or were they just born that way, I believe is how you asked the
Adverse
question.
child experiences.
Adverse child experiences. And, we have traumas in our lives.
Yes.
And for sure, social behaviorists and psychologists say that within the first 4 years of a child's life, they've already determined their self-value and their self-beliefs. That means you're only on the planet 48 months, and you've already determined that, right?
Interesting.
Very interesting. Now, if a traumatic experience happens to a young person and they do not get a chance to fully overcome that, there's no intervention from whatever reason, spiritually, medically, psychologically, they will remain stuck. So they will grow up chronologically. They could be 28 years old, but have the emotional stability of an 8-year-old.
Right.
Okay, or 68 years old and
Right.
have the emotional.
Sure.
Because we do have life traumatic events. I mean, that could be, and the ACE study asks 10 questions and you're to answer them yes or no. You put a 1. So it's things like, were you verbally abused when you were a child? Were you rejected as a child? Was there domestic violence in your home as a child? Was one of your parents ever incarcerated? Were you sexually abused? Were you ever pushed and beaten? So it's 10 questions, right?
Right.
And so everybody could probably, if you put 100 people in a room, 99 would raise their hand and say, well, one of those.
Exactly.
Well, the issue is not that you can answer 1. It's when you answer 4 or more that now sets the trajectory for either mental instability, personality disorder, criminal behavior, or chronic health
Problems,
issues,
yeah.
hypertension,
Makes sense.
cancer. I mean, yeah. So what happens in our life when we are the first 4 years directly parallels to the rest of our life. And, I had someone
Those
that
informative years. Yeah.
that I was coaching just the other day, and she is a visitation monitor, and she's just having problems with clients. Well, maybe I need to take your training again because I just don't seem to be right with this. And I said, no, you actually have all the qualities of a good provider. You don't need to take the training again. You need self-esteem, reaffirmation, or self-esteem, affirmation. You need to work on yourself. She doesn't trust her own judgment. And a lot of men and women, but women I love to coach, they have poor judgment about the decisions and the choices that they make.
That's
now, we
critical.
all can once in a while, but
Yeah.
we're talking about you're living a life pattern of making bad decisions.
Yeah. I guess, you just rang a bell with me because after 36 marriages, I got did I say 36? It was
And
37.
you're engaged now, right?
No. After that many
I
times.
was trying to find him one on, what day was it, Sunday or
Sunday,
Saturday?
yeah.
There were so many women. I go,
It went to the concert to see.
this is a picnic for
Gladys
you.
Knight.
No, this was Brian McKnight.
McKnight.
Okay.
Out at the park.
One of those nights.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I kept saying, this
Not
is
last night.
This is a buffet for you, Lee.
Yeah, but it was,
It's interesting, guys, and I say this to my clients. We, as a human being, will spend more time investigating purchasing a car, retirement, which job we should apply to, or even our vacation. More time on that. We will actually comb the internet looking for the best
And see, I
pro and
never do
con,
that.
and no time picking a mate. We go right off of the feelings.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
marriage is more.
And you get on that emotional
commitment.
roller coaster at
Yeah.
that point. Yeah. And you
Well,
gotta
I
ride it out.
tried that day for him.
You tried?
Yeah, I go, what about her?
And what were some of your reasons that you didn't investigate what Carol pointed to, or who Carol pointed to?
My self-esteem is too low.
It was a huge.
Well, you have a complimentary session with me.
There were so many women there. It would have been hard for him. I mean,
It
I would say there
it was
were
a candy
20
store.
women. Yeah, it was definitely a candy store for
Yeah.
Lee.
Yeah.
But we all are pulled away by attraction.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
normal and it's natural.
Yeah.
All I say is, make sure you know what you're selecting.
Right.
That's all.
But you just never know, though, until you jump in the pool and start swimming.
Well, you know what? I disagree with that.
Really?
I do. I
Okay.
do. I think that we are missing guiding principles as our foundation. I think that while we're out there single, I don't think that women, especially, men are better at this, but I don't think that women have in their minds what they're not looking for. They have what they're looking for.
I believe.
I'm never looking. If it happens, whenever it's happened for
Well,
me,
I
it's
say
just,
that just generic. I mean, just
No,
generally
but
speaking.
what
but
I'm thinking is when it does happen, people go, "Well, what kind of man do you like?" I go, "I don't judge a man by how he looks. It's how he talks and just how I feel around him."
And see, that's my point.
Yeah.
I'm actually down further in the weeds when I say what you're looking for.
Yes.
Because the outer is just one part of
True.
that
That's true.
pie,
Yeah.
and I think that most of us are conditioned, especially in America, that we just look to the outer, when you need to get a little bit further. What characteristics, what character traits are you looking for? What kind of, I think this is, probably over exposed statement, but if you can marry someone that makes you laugh, that's a good start. That's not the all in, but that is a good start.
Yeah, I agree. Sense of humor is important to me.
That laughter is marrow to the bone.
Yeah, that's true.
Another scripture, by the way.
Yeah. I
No,
think,
you're
I think
right, though.
being compassionate is an important thing. If you believe in certain things, like I'm really stuck on. I don't believe anybody should be homeless. I think everybody should be loved and treated with respect. So if I was out on the dating thing and I was looking for a mate, if she didn't have those characteristics or values, I'll pass.
Right.
Because I don't want to spend a lot of my time trying to explain to you why I care about humans.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You don't want anyone that be like Donald Trump mocking a reporter that has,
exactly.
a disability, right?
That's not cool.
And there's
So,
a lot of people
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I've told them how I've had people in my car and that I'll go, "Oh, here, go in my purse. Will you give that man some money?" They go, "Why do you want to give that man money?" And I'm like, "Well, it's obvious he's sitting here asking for some. Well, he's probably a drunk." I go, "Why do you feel he's a drunk?
Right.
You don't know the person.
You don't know
I
anything
always
about
What
say-
it.
is the dollar out of your
And I've
pocket?"
been made a fool by giving money. I've
Yeah.
turned around and seen people walk into a nice brand new Toyota,
Well,
Cressida,
that's probably that
or,
group of people that.
Yeah. There's always
know,
going to be some shysters.
But you know what I say to myself? That's between them and their God.
That's true.
I'm doing my part.
That's true.
Because when you do it to the least of these, you've done it unto me. So if you need it, I'm going to provide it or point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
I can't worry about the fact that now if you're sitting there with your old English 800 and asking me for $1, I'm probably going to buy you a hamburger.
Exactly.
I'm
yeah.
not-
I'll
Yeah,
do
I
that.
do that. I'll buy him
Yeah.
something to eat. But
Absolutely.
there is a group of them because how does she have the same baby for the
Right.
last 10 years?
Yes, it's a lot of scams.
And
Yeah.
I've seen that, especially around Ralph's, and I'll see the same group. And it's funny. I go, "This is what they do for a living." So it's like,
Yeah.
I'll give them $1.
Yeah.
They're making
Absolutely.
a living.
It's not going to put me in the poorhouse
No.
even if it's not for the right reasons. If they're out there, I remember when I was in Vegas, there was a family standing on the corner as I was coming out of a shopping center, and it was a husband and a wife. It appeared to have been, and I think 2 or 3 children, and he had a sign up there that said, "Would you please help me and my family?" And it was right before Christmas. And I'd been shopping for some family members, and I said, you know what? What do I have in my pocket right now? And I think I had maybe $15, $16, and I gave it all to him.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the spirit of Christmas, giving, I did it for that reason. Now, whether or not they were there with false pretenses, I don't know. And I'm not going to question it. But I felt good about it.
You were true to yourself.
Exactly.
Who
I
you
felt
are.
good about it.
That's
so
right.
they needed it in some kind of way.
Right. And this is
They wouldn't be asking for it if
this
they
is
didn't.
the world that we're in now, where it's not. I remember when I was growing up, Carol, as a little girl, we called them hobos.
Yeah,
were
or
a-
winos.
There were a few that
Yeah,
would be downtown on Skid Row.
That's
Now
right.
there are families that are homeless.
Well,
That's
because
true.
the rents are so high.
You know,
They're
well,
extremely high.
it's a lot of reasons, but and there are people that don't have families, so that's why they're homeless. I often think, I'm like, you don't have even a couch to a friend's that you could sleep on. I mean, people that I have worked next door to, and I'm thinking, wow, there's a lot of isolation going on in this world. We're the richest country, but we're the poorest sometimes in spirit. And that starts individually. I don't expect for America to write a check and rescue and feed and house everyone, but it starts individually. I bet if each one of us, I'm just going to throw us all out there, just as an example, adopted one homeless person, man, woman, or child, we would eradicate homelessness overnight.
Amen. Amen.
If
And
just
to me,
one. Just one.
as great as this country is, my position is we should have no problem with homelessness, and our educational system should be fixed. We're smart enough to do that. Right. We just haven't done it. There's a lot of people who need
no
mental
payoff.
health care that are not getting it. Many of the people out there on the streets have some kind of mental issue. So we can fix that. We can do it.
There's no payoff, though. I think everything has a payoff, whether you're in a relationship or you're running the country. There's no payoff. If I start fixing everything, then I don't need to be around, and I can't ask for any money because everything is working fine.
Well, those are the people who are pimping the system for their own benefit.
right.
And you know what I say to them? Find another job. I want to get those pimps out of this country that are taking the advantage of the system.
But talking about it, like you said, Mr. Michaels, is not going to change it. I beseech everyone who's listening to me right now to get on the phone, call your governor, call your state senator, call your U.S. senator, call the White House. Anything you don't like, demand that they change it, or you're going to withhold your vote.
I agree. And then do what you
Power's
can.
in the people.
It is. Do what you can as an individual. Tomorrow, we're going to be out on Skid Row, passing out food and clothing and stuff to people who need it. That's my commitment. That's what I can do.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I was
you
about
want
to
come?
say, oh, we
Yeah,
are.
nobody
What's
told
your
me.
birthday?
I don't care.
Okay. Well, see, that's a true human being.
When are you doing that?
It's 10 to noon.
Who's doing it? You and Josefa?
Yeah, Josefa's going to be out there. Jesse T, myself, and maybe some of our co-workers.
I would love
over
to
on-
be there tomorrow. Do you do this once a month?
This
or
is the first time I've been involved
Okay,
in it.
good. Well, I want to join you the next time. I'm delivering my anger management workshop tomorrow, 9 to 1. May I plug that?
Absolutely.
Understanding Anger, 9 to 1, half-day program, National University.
Okay.
But I would love to join you the next time.
Yeah, I'm
For sure.
passionate about that. Improving our educational system and eradicating homelessness.
My sister has a homeless ministry.
Hmm.
She's had to put it on pause because she's navigating her health right now. Worldwide, Y2K Worldwide Ministries. And I learned from her
Yes.
about having a heart and making time for the homeless. So when you do your next one, I have some resources.
Sure.
Clothes, shoes.
Okay.
Books.
Excellent. Yeah, I had a group on the air a week or so ago. Center in Hollywood is called. And it's a center dedicated to helping the homeless in Hollywood. You say, well, how can it be people in Hollywood homeless? Absolutely.
Oh, very easy.
Very easy.
Yeah.
I mean, right here in this general area where we are, at the foot of the hill right behind this building, there have been 2 people living in tents back there since I've been here in L.A. for a little over a year. And then right here on Sepulveda Boulevard, there's another guy that's put up a tent right behind a sign right next to the storage building here.
Yeah.
And he's been camping out there for the last month. And
The police don't even run you away anymore.
No.
They just, because where are they going to go?
Yeah, put them in jail, and then the jails are full of homeless people.
And that's why I go back to thinking about, adopting one. I adopted this homeless lady, though. I actually did. She didn't come in to live with me. I don't know where she lived, but I certainly helped her and her daughter and bought school clothes and would give them money and everything. But back to Carol's point, too, sometimes. This woman got on her feet. She was very smart. She took one of those city tests, scored 98.
Wow.
She got hired to work for social services here in the Vermont corridor. I went into my closet and pulled out a lot of professional wear type clothes. She was happier than a lark, right? Her and her daughter. Only to see her wandering the streets, Carol, maybe 3-4 months later. I guess being on the right footing was too much responsibility, and it is a lot of times for a certain character.
Sure.
And she went right back to the life. She wasn't even in any of the clothes that I had given her. She was right back in the same clothes and making excuses. So it's real difficult. Part of the self-esteem piece we were talking about earlier, we're not all born with the same blueprint of resilience. Some people can go through a lot and they bounce back.
Yeah.
And other people can go through the same thing and it just takes them further and further down the vortex of despair.
And I think it might have something to do with the self-esteem issue and not really being prepared. They know that they want to do better, but then when they're faced with the responsibility, there's something else in that person, in that life experience, that kicks them right back. It's just like a person who's an alcoholic or doing drugs or what have you. They can't break that chain, and that's when we need to get a little deeper into that individual and say, okay, well, what else is going on here that's, you're on the right track and then you get off.
Right.
What's making you get off the track?
Where's the gap? And fill the gap.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm seeing. Okay, well, we're going to take a break here, but Tamara, you got to leave?
I do.
Oh, get out of here.
I was having such a good
time.
Such
fun.
Too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please
Thank
invite
you.
me back if you don't.
Anytime. The mic is always open.
Sounds good.
Thank you. And you guys got to check out our show. Go ahead and plug your show again.
Families from Crisis to Healing, Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on none other than thepowerofvoices.com.
This is the place to be. Thank you so much for coming in and being a part of the show today. You make you made a great impression
Carol,
on me.
For having me.
Yeah. So thank you. The mic is always open to you. We'll be right back. We'll take a quick break here on the Lee Michaels Show. PowerOfVoices.com. We'll be right back, so hang on.
Fun facts, sassy politics, and interesting solutions for life. You'll find it right here on thepowerofvoices.com.
Attention Las Vegas residents. Olympic Cleaning Services is the company for all your green cleaning needs. Call us now, 866-984-7444. Olympic Cleaning Services specializes in residential, commercial, construction, move-in, move-out, carpet cleaning, auto detailing, and we also provide emergency services when you need it. Call us now, 866-984-7444. For all first-time customers, you'll receive 15% off. Call us now, 866-984-7444, or go to OlympicCleaningservices.com. Go green today.
You want news and entertainment your way, whenever you want it, wherever you want it, on any device you're using at the moment, right? Then the internationally award-winning Crown City Network has you covered. Our website, crowncitynews.com, has written news stories and videos from news to talk, entertainment, politics, and more. Crown City Network. We connect your world.
Hey, it's Josefa Salinas, your host of Check Out This Book, where each week we talk with different authors or independent filmmakers about their projects. Wouldn't you love to know about a book before you download it or buy it? What was the reason that the author didn't write that next book in the series? Or why did the character have to die? Or in that independent film, what really was the motivation? Come on and join me on Check Out This Book and find out what everybody's talking about.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Who says you can't have fun and learn at the same time? ThePowerOfVoices.com.
Welcome back to the Power of Voices, the Lee Michaels Show. We're live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon Pacific time. So lock that down in your calendar. And don't forget to share the show so that you can share the knowledge and the information that we're putting out here. And thanks again to Tamara Daniels, the host of Families. That is another show here on the Power of Voices. Now, I mentioned a few minutes ago about an event that we're going to be doing tomorrow. Our sister station, Hot 92.3 The Beat and the PowerOfVoices.com, going to be out at 808 East 6th Street in Los Angeles. And that's in Gladys Park. And if you know the LA area, you know exactly where that is. We're going to be out there passing out food and clothing and what have you to people who are homeless on Skid Row. Be out there for about 2.5 hours or so. So come out, and if you have something that you can donate, bring it on out, okay? Let's help people who are in need, and that's what we can do as good Americans. That's what we should do. Help those who need help in their time of need. Let's eradicate homelessness. There are people living out on the streets that don't get a chance to shower or take a bath for who knows how long. Then they run into what is called scabies, which is a horrible, horrible skin issue that people have who are not clean.
Well, you can even
Go ahead.
You can even get that being clean.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen kids get it in school because they're contagious.
That's terrible. Yeah, it is contagious. And once you get cleaned up, from what I understand, you have to clean up your clothing, your bedding, and all of that. You have to wash these items 2 or 3 times to get rid of it. So what human being needs to live that way? Welcome to the Power of Voices. What's up, Barry?
Where you going to be tomorrow? Perhaps I can get me some Ferragamo shoes.
You're a trip. It's 808 East 6th Street in Los Angeles, Gladys Park.
Okay.
And if I see you out there looking for some shoes, I might cut off your feet, okay? That's Barry Pope. He's a character.
No, I'm just being real, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Well, that's good.
I was
I'm gonna
reading.
get me some shoes tomorrow.
What size do you wear? What size shoes you wear?
9.
I wonder if there's any
9, huh? Okay.
My son has a bunch of 10s.
Yeah.
You know
11s.
what? All of my sons wear like 14s and shit. You know.
Are they real tall?
Excuse me, like,
Big feet.
yeah. They
From
got
the
big
Bigfoot
feet.
tribe.
Are they
No.
real tall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Well, I'm 6 feet, but, you know, that's kind of like average. But that's fine, you know.
Yeah.
You have to go with what you got, you know.
What are you doing tomorrow? You should come hang out, man.
Well,
Come-
I just said that. I'm coming to get me some Ferragamo shoes.
Well, you're not
I
gonna
know
get
somebody-
no. You better bring some shoes to give away. How's that? I know you.
I
You are
can do
not.
that too.
You're not the needy. You might be the greedy, but not the needy.
Well, you ain't got to tell everybody, you know. But
Yeah.
I wanted to give me some Ferragamos.
Yeah, I know you do.
Neiman Marcus at $4.95. You hear me? Every day.
Yeah. But I don't step like that. You know, I'm on a low budget.
Yeah, well, me too.
I'm living like a senior citizen. Okay.
right. You living like it is. I hear you.
Keeping it real.
Me
Keeping it
too.
real.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
So how you doing?
You
You
know.
doing good, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, man.
Well, you know what? Let me tell
doing
you
my
something,
thing.
man. Just continue to be consistent with what you're doing, and it's gonna work, man.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
know. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I thought he
Well,
was
you know-
flying tomorrow, aren't
Yeah,
you?
you know,
Weren't you flying?
he's my mentor, so you know.
Yeah.
I have to kiss his ass and shit. You know.
You know,
I don't have to, but I choose to. You hear me?
you're a trip. Yeah. Carol was saying that I had committed to going up to Oakland. Ron Ellison was going to fly up tomorrow to see Keith Adams, our friend, your friend and mine.
Oh.
And I'm going to contact Ron to see if maybe we can postpone that to Sunday. Because not that Keith is not important, but I am passionate about helping people that are in need. And this situation came up. It was a last-minute thing. I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
So whatever I can do is go out there and help, pass out some stuff to help people. I'm down with that. So I got to contact Ron and say, hey, Ron.
I'm down with that too.
Yeah.
Right.
See if I can get Ron to maybe go up there on Sunday.
He's the heavyweight.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy.
From what I know, you know.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah. And a heavyweight.
Yeah,
you know,
he is.
Like we
Still.
are. You hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Well,
So that's a
I've
good
lost.
thing.
I've lost a little bit, so I'm not as heavy as I used to be.
Yes, you are. No, yes, you are. You're just being humble, and I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. But no, you're a heavyweight. You know.
Yeah.
First you, then me. Hello. And I got your back because I'm not gay, so I don't have your front.
Well, you better not. You out? Were you out in the park with your dog again?
Well, how did you know?
Because I know you.
What kind of dog do you have?
Miniature pincher.
Oh.
A little ankle biter.
Hey, you have one at your house, Lee.
Yeah, I know. They look. Does your dog bark a lot?
No, not unless somebody's trying to hurt me.
Now, does he think he's a big dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Those little min pins.
Wait a minute, Lee.
What?
When my wife is cussing me out and shit, he'll be barking. And I'm like, hey, man, calm down. She'll be like, damn, your dog is even cussing me out. You know? Well, and I told her, I said, well, you have to understand they have dogs that are drug sniffers and everything, you know. And the reason they have those is because they have a sixth sense.
That's
true.
true.
So he know you trying to fuck me up. You know, he ain't accepting that. Hello?
He's in the protection
No,
mode
wait a minute.
of
When
his
I
dog
cuss
buddy.
out, he don't bark. But when she cusses me out, he barks. He's like, "Ruh, ruh, ruh, ruh."
You think he's protecting you, huh?
Yes.
No, he's probably cussing you out too.
He said,
Well,
both of you
he
jackrabbits,
might
shut
be.
up.
He might be, Carol. He might be. And I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what animals do. You know.
Well, yeah, they definitely have a
sense.
sense of something going wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Something's
definitely.
wrong here.
Yep.
Something's
No
wrong.
doubt.
You
No
know?
doubt. No
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah. You know, and then when she gets mad at me, my wife, she'll be like, "You cuss me out, then your dog cuss me out."
So, well, you better start treating me right, and maybe the dog will back off. Treat me like a human.
Small dogs are like that, though.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Because my mother had a
that's-
Chihuahua, and
That's true too.
when she went to go after you, he went with her.
Mm-hmm.
But one day he froze to death.
What?
My mother put him out to pee, which she shouldn't have.
And she forgot about him?
Yeah, and she goes, "Where's Bambi?" And we go, "I don't know." She
he
goes,
was dead.
"Find Bambi." I got to tell you the story. She goes, "Find Bambi for me now." So I went outside and I'm teasing my hair. I ain't looking for that. I couldn't stand the dog.
Oh,
I look over and
Poor
there's a
dog.
lump leaning up.
no.
The dog was froze.
Where was this? For
In
the
Montana.
Oh, Montana.
That
yeah.
dog was froze solid.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, snow had covered it. And
Oh.
I went in. I said, "Bambi's froze."
You didn't try to thaw him out and give him mouth
No,
to mouth?
he was dead. But see, she blamed us,
That's
but she
horrible.
put the dog out.
Yeah.
I
That
heard
dog
you,
was
Lee.
mean. That
You
dog
know
would
that
bite
was wrong.
everybody.
That was wrong.
We didn't put him out though.
That's
She did.
wrong.
Everybody's out looking for him, and I'm sitting
Oh,
there
man.
teasing my hair out, and I see that lump. It was the.
Buried under the snow. Froze to death.
I'd be different now.
How long
but
had it been out there?
I don't know when
That's
she
fucked
put
up.
him out. She put him out to pee.
Well, you know,
I'm
but
calling
you didn't
Peter.
pay attention to him. Right.
I'm calling Peter.
You ain't got to. They heard you.
I guess
calling.
it is
Turn
kind
them
of.
in.
I guess that would be sad that
Yeah.
he was trying to get in and he froze
now,
to
look,
death.
Let's get back on point. Trump doesn't really want to be president. He's a smart motherfucker. Excuse my language.
No, there's no
He
excuse.
is. He is.
Why-
you know?
why do you think that,
he
Barry?
He knows he's going to lose. He can't win against a consummate politician. Hillary knows everything. Ain't nothing she don't know. You hear me? And she's going to be the first woman president, period. I don't give a shit what he says and anybody else. But my point is, he knows he's going to lose. That's why he's talking about now, now the election is going to be rigged. Well, no, it ain't rigged. You just a stupid motherfucker. And excuse my language. And, and you're not going to win. And you know you're not going to win. Now you're trying to spin you not winning.
Yeah.
And guess what? Our president, Obama, told him that. Hello?
Yeah, he did.
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the fundraising. I don't know if money really matters. If you're right on the issue and you are leading in the fundraising.
That's the point, right?
Yeah,
if you're right on the issues,
right.
Fuck how much money you raise, because anybody can raise money.
Well,
Me and you can raise money.
here's
Me,
the-
you and Carol can raise money. Hello?
Here's the thing, though, Barry.
You'll raise the money tomorrow.
Barry, as of June, the end of June, Donald Trump has raised $296.6 million.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary
And
has
then
won.
loaning it back to himself. Hello?
Yeah, and Hillary has raised $600 million. So more than 100% more, 50% more. So he's a little anemic in his fundraising, but that's right. He's a billionaire,
Well-
so he can write a check himself.
Yeah, but how
and
much
take
of
care of
that
it.
billionaire is in cash? Is it all in assets?
Well, that's my point. That's what I'm about to lead up to. That I don't think he has the liquidity, the liquid cash flow, to really fund his campaign the way he wanted.
But you should differ from that, because apparently he does, because he wrote a check to himself for his campaign.
Right.
Yeah, he does have the liquidity to do that.
Well,
and so he did.
Does he
that.
have? Does he now? From this point moving forward, it's probably going to cost $300 to $500 million to really fund an advertising and all the expenses that go along with running a major presidential campaign. The question becomes, if he does not get this from donors and through PACs and other means of raising funds, can he fund it himself? Now, from what I understand,
He could.
he's been writing a check as a loan to the campaign.
Right.
And then as the campaign funds come in, he's paying himself back.
Right.
So that's kind of, well, look, if you don't raise enough.
Well, you know what? Those are the rules and regulations for America. So he can do that.
Yeah, it's not illegal, apparently.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So-
and I'm not mad at him about doing something that isn't illegal. I'm just upset with him being, saying stupid shit,
Exactly.
And he says stupid shit, he's off the cuff,
Right,
And,
right.
and like I said, I don't think he really wants to be president.
I've been saying that from day one.
Right. I really don't. I don't, And he's just playing a game.
I think he's
playing a game.
overwhelmed and surprised
Yeah.
that he's gotten this
Yeah.
far.
He knows, shit, if he's president, shit, he'll be working harder than he's working now because I bet you he works comfortably. All right?
Oh, yeah.
When
I'm
he's
sure.
being Donald
He's
Trump.
got a machine.
But when he's Donald Trump, the president of the United States, shit. He got to be on it 24 hours a day.
Yep.
He don't really want that.
No.
He don't really want that.
No, I don't think so
he
either.
does. I don't think he does.
I think you're right, Barry.
I don't. It's a
I
game.
think it would
He's
hinder
trying to,
him.
Hey, look, he's trying to play us like we're stupid.
Right.
Well, guess what? We ain't stupid.
I agree with you. I think that he entered into this campaign to feed into his own ego, number one,
Right.
to build
He
up
didn't-
his
he didn't
brand.
really want to win in the first place.
Right.
You
To
know?
build
he
his
didn't know
brand.
He was going to get this far.
I agree. Yeah. I think he
Now he had to buck up, and then the sad thing about it, in my opinion, is he had to involve his family.
Well, he had to. He had to because
Right,
he couldn't
had
get
to.
any credible
Yeah,
supporters and people to really
your
buy into his
family will give you
bovine.
credibility, right?
Yeah. I mean, he had to bring in the family. Who else is going to be
He-
loyal?
He had no choice.
Right.
After he got this far, thus far.
Oh,
Yeah.
no question. No question.
But no, he didn't expect to get this far. He didn't before. He ran for president before, and then he bowed out because he knew he wasn't prepared.
Yeah. Yep.
But now he did it again.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's do a little what if. What if he decides to back out and says, okay, April Fool, I was just kidding. I don't want to do this. What do you think the Republican Party will do at that point?
Kill him.
They don't want him. I think they would love to see him back out, especially at this point.
No, he can't back out. And
He
knows
can.
that.
He can.
No,
Sure he can.
Lee.
He can.
Well, he could.
Now, whether he
could,
will is
but
another
he's
thing.
He's not going to do that.
I hope that he stays in, and here's why.
He's going to stay in. He's going to stay in.
Well, I hope he does.
Here's the point. He wins either way. He wins.
Oh, no question.
You hear me?
No question.
He wins.
He can't
wins.
lose, even if he
No,
loses.
He's not going to lose, and he's got that much sense. He knows he's not going to lose.
Right.
So no, and he's going to stay in and lose, and then talk shit about it was rigged. But while he's still making money.
Yeah, that's true.
It's branding.
Yeah,
all right?
absolutely.
That's what it's all about, man. So I think he's a smart motherfucker in that respect. Excuse my language.
Why you keep going off the deep end? Wait a minute, hold on. It's 11:40.
because
Hold on,
I feel very, compassionate about this.
Barry, hold on. It's 11:46. The bars are not open yet. Where you been?
Well, that's none of your business.
You know what? I want to tell you.
Jeez.
I want to tell you guys a story.
Go ahead.
There was a man in Russia.
Make it short, Carol.
It's short. It's going to be short.
Because I have a short attention span.
Okay,
Go
well, you're
ahead.
going to listen to this story.
All right.
So
I'm going to turn his
he-
mic off so he won't interrupt you.
He's a
Go ahead.
soap opera person, and he went out and he picked up this blonde girl, and he had a drink.
Yeah.
So she wants to go to a sauna, and he goes with.
Okay.
Next thing you know, he wakes up in the morning, there's blood all around.
Mm.
She stole his testicles.
Ooh.
And they do that. They steal body parts. Can
Yeah.
you believe this man? And he's married on top of it all.
Oh,
but
boy.
She stole.
So he goes home nutless.
No, he had to go to the hospital. He woke up, there was blood all over. Because I've
Wait,
seen.
what do you do with somebody's testicles?
They sell them. I don't know what they're going to do with them. I didn't know
Really?
you could transplant
I didn't
testicles.
either.
I know they steal kidneys and livers.
Yeah, I
but-
knew that.
But they
Hearts
said
and
that
lungs.
they probably stole it to sell us testicles.
Damn.
Can you
I
imagine?
never
because
heard
they
of that
said
one.
it was surgically
no, I
done.
don't want to imagine it.
Well, this is just a warning for all you men.
Well, Carol is
Well, I tell you
one.
what, if you hear about Lee Michaels being found in a hotel with no balls, call the FBI, okay? Because he was drugged or a gun
He
to
was
his head. he had nothing to do with
The
that.
last
okay?
thing he remembered was drinking something. And he
Trust
woke
me.
up.
Hey,
But
look,
they
he
said
wasn't
it was
drinking that
done
much.
surgically. The person who did it
Yeah, they
knew
bring
what
in
were
surgeons
doing.
to do that. No question.
Took his testicles.
Wow. Damn. Can you imagine that?
So that's a warning to
No,
all men.
what I know is Carol is wow. You know, she's a
Yeah,
wild
Carol.
woman. Yeah, she's just out there.
You just-
No, you hear
And,
about this.
and,
It goes
I
on in
understand-
Vegas.
I understand, she extends, her wares and shit, so, but she's out there. Shit. Good Lord, man.
You just scared me.
Right. me
Not that I was interested in doing it.
Me too. Right.
But
Me too.
for sure, you won't see me out there doing nothing
Thank
like
you very
that.
much.
Well, what it's saying is watch who you pick up.
Oh, but
Right, right.
how do
And
you
know
even
what,
know?
Carol?
He
You're
wa-
right.
he was only having
know-
a drink with her. That's what's
Well,
sad.
know,
And she wanted to go
here's
in
the
a
deal.
spa.
Here's the deal. The deal is youngsters do that. Older people that know better, if you know better, you should do
He
better.
was young. He was
That's the
only
point.
30.
Yeah.
If you do
Only
be-
30.
Well, that's still a youngster.
He won't be having babies.
I'm sure you about, how old are you, Carol?
That's none of your business. My birthday's tomorrow, though.
Yeah. She'll be 35 again.
I'll be 20.
20. You
No.
liar, your
next
pants
year I
on
get
fire.
next year I
Right.
get my
You'd be 46.
I get to get in bars next year.
Yeah,
Now,
you'd be
see,
46.
see,
And
Car-
look, Carol,
What?
you need to be proud of it because,
Yeah.
that's a blessing.
That's right.
Because a lot of people don't make it to our age.
That's
you hear
true.
Me? It's a blessing. I'm 62 and I'm proud of
But
being
but you know
62.
what? That's just women. It's like I was telling him the other day
Well, that's
how
okay.
I can finally work out my arms
get
because I don't want waves, and he knew what I was talking about.
Of course he did.
I was telling
'cause he
somebody,
loves
and they
women.
go, "Why
He
do
loves
women
women.
say that?" I go,
He
"Because."
has so many women, it's ridiculous. I can tell you about a
Well,
lot.
I took him to a picnic, and he didn't seem to even
Well,
want these
he doesn't
women.
do that anymore.
No.
He doesn't do that anymore.
I'm
I
done.
know.
Stick a fork in me.
There
I'm
were
done.
so many women. I'm like, Lee, this is a buffet for you.
Well, no, he's only interested in somebody that will be in accordance with him.
I'm not even sure
so
I'm
no.
interested in any of that.
Right. But
You
the
know?
point is, you're focused on what you need to do, and you need to get your ass to heaven. Hello.
Right?
But
You think it
still
might be
can
too
lead
late, Barry?
happily- Huh?
Is it too late?
No. No, and you know it ain't. Shit.
Well, I've tried to be. I try to do the best that I can. I mean, I haven't been a perfect angel. I admit.
And that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. You're doing the best you can, and
That's
so
right.
am I, and so is Carol.
Yeah.
That's all. So
What-
we
what
just
I'm-
gotta do the best job we can do.
What I'm afraid of is that when I get to the pearly gates, and Carol is there.
I'd probably kick him and push him back down.
She's standing at the front door saying, "What the hell you doing here? How did you make it?" See, that's what I'm afraid of.
I'll have my wings on, huh?
Look,
Yeah.
stop being afraid.
She'll be
I don't
taking-
think you have to worry about that.
Taking
You
the
want
tickets
Carol.
at the door, checking the ID.
No, I'll have my angel wings on.
Well, they gonna check ID. So God's gonna check ID, But I don't think we have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But the point is, we have to stay focused, man.
Well-
There's so much bullshit out here, man.
That's true.
Every day, whether it's personal or business or whatever, that's a bunch of bullshit. We have to stay focused and stay motivated. That's all.
true.
That's
true.
all. That's all.
I agree. I
I'm
agree.
okay with that. I'm okay with that.
See, and the other fear I have is when I get there to the pearly gates to go in, then my 37-8 wives are standing there saying, "Oh, wait a minute. you wait a minute. Hold up. No.
Look.
He can't
God
come
ain't gonna
in.
hear that.
Hey,
God ain't gonna hear that.
No,
He
but
gonna
but
be
you know
like,
what I will
what
say.
did you do? Don't be talking about him. It's about you. You trying to get through the gates too.
That's right. You know what I'm going to say to him? Well, how in the hell did you get here?
Right. That's what I just said.
The way you treated me? Are you serious?
Right. See,
Yeah, because how many sins have you done?
That you were dealing with
All of
somebody.
them.
Say again?
She said, "How many sins have you? How many sins have you done?" I said, "All of them."
Well, yeah.
It's good.
But
It's
that's
good to be able to
okay.
laugh about life.
I repent on that. And
Yeah.
you should too, Carol.
Yeah.
And I know you do, Lee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carol.
Yeah.
She's a
Carol.
wild woman.
Carol's
Carol is a wild woman. Carol, are you I don't want to be not politically correct, but you're the Indian.
I'm Indian, and I'm not sure if it's
All
Russian
right.
or Romanian. I'm a
Look.
registered Indian.
Okay.
I look Indian, don't I?
Look.
Yeah.
If you see me, you
Well,
go,
I
wow,
can't
she's
see
Indian.
because Lee don't want me to see you because he said you didn't want me to see you.
Yeah.
No, I don't like being on camera.
All right. Well, you
And
should.
listen. Tomorrow's her birthday, and she doesn't want to celebrate it.
Oh, that's
And people want to throw a little party for her, and she said, "No, I don't want no party."
No, I don't like parties. I'm very personal.
But we want to have a party.
Lee, you need to go
like
get her
parties.
a cupcake at Safeway and call it a day.
No, actually, I want his headphones that he bought.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna go see if
okay.
I can find you
Get it.
one. Where is it? They're in my bag. But I found this. I found this neat little thing. Some earbuds.
Mm-hmm.
And where's my bag? Is it in here? And it came with a little carrying case with a little zipper. It's like a round thing. It looks like about big enough to put a condom in.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And it has a
Well,
zipper
that's all
around
you
it.
need. You only need one.
And
you may never use the motherfucker, but you only
exactly.
need one.
And you roll your earbuds up and you put it in, and it fits in your pocket or your purse or whatever. So it's pretty cool. So she liked that. I'm gonna go see if I can find another
That would be good.
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
And I'll give her. You'll receive that as a birthday present.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But you don't want no party.
No.
No. But you'll accept presents.
Yes.
Carol, you're a trip.
No, I told you. Even when I got married, I've never been a woman that wanted the long white wedding dress and that. That's
No.
not me.
No.
I'm very honest.
You just
and
want to
I
go.
don't like flowers.
You just want to go straight
I mean,
to the
if you're
honeymoon, huh?
gonna want to buy me some, I tell people they'll send you all these big flowers. I go, why are you buying me those flowers?
She didn't hear that.
Because they love you.
I don't like flowers.
So okay.
I'd
so,
rather you buy me
we
something
wanna do
that's
what
going
you
to
don't like.
last.
Wait a minute. We got about 5 minutes left in the show, but I want to get something clear here. So you didn't want the big wedding with the wedding dress and all that kind of stuff. So you want to go to like the Justice of the Peace, get married,
Yeah.
and go straight to the hotel?
Well, we've already been there.
Look, Carol, do you have a candidate?
No, I quit dating because I was in love and
Your heart was broken.
he made me hate
I
men.
have a feeling that you love hard. So,
I love
if
him.
If
And
they
he
can't
was
step up to
very
the plate,
verbally abusive.
You're not
That's
interested.
bad.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I am interested. There's not a lot of men I like.
I hear you.
I don't go by their looks. I don't
I hear you.
care if they're
Look, I heard
overweight.
that.
I
I
go
heard
by
that.
them.
First,
And you have
I
to
look
vet
at the
them,
purse.
I definitely don't want a Lee type.
Wait a minute. What's wrong with me?
Well, 36 wives.
Well, I'm just trying to get it right.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
I've been
That's
practicing.
That's all.
Trying to get to the perfect
I don't see
situation.
anything wrong with that,
I had a
Keep
guy
trying to
ask.
get it right.
I had a guy ask me out last week, and I go, "Are you married?" He goes, "Sometimes."
Well, at least he was honest, right?
Yeah, but you know what I said
You know
back
what?
to him?
You should have just gotten up.
No, I want to hear what I said back to him because he was remodeling in my building and he did a beautiful job. I go, I can handle this sometimes if you're going to remodel my place. I didn't.
You're a pimp.
Looking for the
Okay,
benefits.
No,
You're a
it's
pimp.
like, why would you go out on your wife? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you why. Because sometimes your wife gets on your nerves, just like husbands get on their nerves. That's why.
So,
so-
when they get on the man's nerves, does the woman do the same thing? Would it bother a man?
Some do.
No, I don't think. Yeah, some do, but I don't think they should either one do that. They should just calm down and think about it. before they do any action, you know. And that's what the problem is, in my opinion. Most people don't think about shit that they're about to do, you know, before they do it, you know. They don't realize the consequences, you know. And that's my opinion, both men and women, you know. So
I agree. There are issues on both sides.
Yeah. You know, when Sandra makes me upset, you know, I'll get mad and get over it and leave. And come back, and guess what? And then things are okay.
Yeah.
That's the best
Yeah,
way.
sometimes that
that's how
works.
I am. I'm not going to argue with you.
Right.
If you've done, it's like my daughter and me were arguing this morning, but when I talk to her later, we won't even bring up what happened.
Exactly.
We just move on.
You move forward.
Yeah.
You move forward.
Well, that's the best
And
thing
that's
to
what
do.
it's all about, because tomorrow is Saturday, whether we like it or not. That simply means we need to keep it moving. That's all.
That's right. And, but you gotta find some kind of way of bridging that gap of whatever you disagree on, if you can, and if you can't, then you know maybe you have to
need
permanently
to do that
move
as well.
on.
Right,
yeah,
right.
exactly.
I
So
hear you.
there's all kind of situations that
We're not perfect.
have to deal
we're
with.
trying to be perfect, but we're not. You know, and all we're trying to do is get to heaven, all of us.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Even the criminals. You know, shit. They didn't mean to kill a motherfucker.
Yeah, but when they killed 80 of them,
I don't know. At
that's
some
too
point,
much.
though,
That's
some
too
point
much.
that it's
much.
intentional.
That's too
You
much.
know, so
That's too much.
I can't give them a pass on that.
No, that's too much.
All right, so listen, I'll see you out at the at Gladys Park tomorrow. Let me pull up the information again here so we can share this with everyone. Gladys Park in Los Angeles. It's located at 808 East 6th Street in Los Angeles. We're going to be out there giving away food and clothing and helping the homeless out there tomorrow at 10 a.m. So join us. And Barry, don't come out there with empty-handed. You better bring something to help some
Well,
people.
I'll
You're
bring
not getting
something, but
no
I need some
expensive.
Ferragamo's.
It ain't gonna happen.
You
I'll
don't know that.
I'll drop you off at the mall. You can
see,
go buy
if
some.
you wore women's, I have some Ferraganos I don't want.
See?
Yeah, right.
Carol got some Ferragamo's. She knows what I'm talking about.
You can have them.
All right. Well, I'm not wearing those.
Yep.
I'm going to give you my
Yeah, man.
Ferraganos.
All right.
Yeah.
You have
That'll work.
a good one, and be looking for you out there tomorrow, Barry, and
Okay.
be safe in the meantime, brother.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Love
Have a
you
good
both.
one.
All right,
Thank you, Carol, for another great show. Thank you for being here. And do something about that hair there, because you're looking like Donald Trump. She took the headphones off, and her hair just kind of like raised up and went porcupine on her.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I thought
yeah.
I put
It's
oil
all
on it.
It's all good now. You're cool. You can go out in public. Nobody will look at you strange. All right. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday, 10 a.m. live on Facebook Live, YouTube, and thepowerofvoices.com. Been fun. Don't forget to press the share button. Go ahead. Share this broadcast with all your friends. All right. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Be safe. And do something for a homeless person. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow, 10 a.m. in Gladys Park. Bye-bye.